Hey, WokeNFree Nation, Newsly is an audio app for iOS and Android. It picks up web articles about the most trending topics on the web at any given moment and reads them to you in a natural human voice.
For the first time in the history of the internet, the entire web becomes listenable. Browse articles from topics you choose and start playing. Stop scrolling, start listening.
You can follow any topic as specific as you like, from sports, science to Bitcoin, or even one of your favorite celebrities. It will find you the latest articles and read them to you aloud.
And they have podcasts as well. Explore trending podcasts from over 50 countries. Our podcast, WokeNFree, is there too.
Now let's get into the episode. Hi, it's Natasha.
And Khalil.
And we are the co-hosts of
WokeNFree.
Thank you for tuning in to our 301st, or 301, how do you say it? I'm not quite sure. 300.
We're from the 301.
301, yeah.
We're repping the 301.
Okay, that's what we're doing for this episode.
But you can't say 301st if you want to.
It sounds odd, though, but okay, we'll go with that.
It sounds okay.
I know. I like 301, but that sounds
different. That's
though,
what you're repping the place you're from.
Okay, no, we're repping WokeNFree.
Okay.
For the 301st episode. And essentially, if you've been tuning in every week for WokeNFree Wednesday, you know that WokeNFree is all about being real and honest with each other and you. We talk about everything and anything important to us, you, the world, and nothing is off the table. This week, we are doing something really hilarious. We're discussing 20 things you can do in 20 minutes. Woohoo! So, before we dive deep into the subject, a couple of things to cover. First, have you not only gone to WokeNFree.com to listen to this episode, but have you downloaded it through the Podbean app? If not, please do so, because with the app, you can put in your comments, and we are dying to know, what can you do in 20 minutes? Keep it on the up and up, y'all. And outside of that, if you listen to podcasts on a device where you can't put another app on it, that would be really sad, but the silver lining is you can still go to WokeNFree.com, you can go in the Listen tab, and then pick your platform of choice where you are going to follow and subscribe to WokeNFree. So we're on iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Play. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pandora. It's a WokeNFree world where most podcasts are consumed. You will find this wonderful show. So please do that. Also, on WokeNFree.com, you can click subscribe to follow the show through the Podbean app. And then on social media, please make sure you're following, make sure you're seeing all our wonderful content that we put on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, and LinkedIn at WokeNFree. And then if you have 90 seconds, more of a statement, less of a question, we would love for you to review the show. How is the show feeding into your life? What do you enjoy most about it? What intrigues you? What makes you excited every single WokeNFree Wednesday? We want to hear it all. So how do you do that? Go to WokeNFree.com, go in the Listen tab, and then pick your platform of choice where you will review the show. Taking it to you now, Khalil.
All right, I'll take it from here. And before we start this wonderful conversation, how about we share a little bit about ourselves? One of your favorite segments. This week we are asking, would you rather Google yourself or your ex?
That's an odd question from you.
Remember, these questions are not...
I know, it's odd that you chose it, though.
Oh, I don't choose...
the spirit downloaded it to you?
I just take what I get kind of thing. It's not like I'll see a question and be like, you know what, I'm not going to ask that. It's more like, this was just in the list. I'm going to flip it up.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Seems a little perturbed for you, but okay.
Oh, really? I would any question that's in the book,
especially
I'm going to ask
because it's like...
or wherever I find it from.
The comparison just seems odd to you. Odd to me.
The point of comparison?
Like...
I should have said, would you Bing yourself, right?
Excuse you?
Bing yourself? Bing it?
You're sick.
Just Bing it.
You're sick.
I know, they stopped going with that motto.
Cause, absolutely not. Yeah.
But they tried it, though. They tried Bing it.
I bet they did.
Now it's just go to Bing.
Yeah, exactly. I would always prefer to Google myself over my ex, but I think there's value into searching your prior partners in the event that you are curious, but my natural proclivity would be to Google myself over my ex. How about you?
All right. Well, I mean, to me, it depends on how long ago
and you're talking about
ex is.
Ex-lover, right? Or whatever, not like ex-friend or something like that, right?
I mean, I think it was hinting at probably
a significant other.
Yeah, I think it was hinting at that, but it's kind of open.
Just to keep it clear.
Yeah, it could have been ex-friend. It's because what if someone's never had a significant other?
Exactly.
So then they can answer that question from that point of view, but if I'm thinking from ex-relationship point of view, like close relationship.
Your ex-lover.
What I would say is, at this point, I wouldn't want to Google my ex. There's no point.
You wouldn't have wanted to Google your ex a day after they became your ex.
No, that's not true. Because it would have made more sense a while ago. Now it doesn't make sense because that was kind of like in the beginning of like Facebook, I think. So it'd be like, oh, what does their Facebook look like?
Yeah.
It was kind of Facebook was like a newish thing, and you wanted to find all the people you knew on Facebook. So at that time, I would have thought, oh yeah, Google X, but. Now I have no interest in doing that. I would just Google myself. I think that's more valuable because I'd wonder what comes up.
Oh yeah.
I don't do it every year, but I Google myself.
It's really cool. I find
every couple of years
and features that I can add.
Oh yeah, I Google you like a couple times a year.
Nice, you clocking me like that.
No, I'm not clocking you on purpose, but I just say I just put it in there. I'm just like,
trying to look to see all the different.
No, I want you to be part of the algorithm. Like I want them to know that you're being searched for.
Hey,
so I'm trying to push up your points.
Nice.
That's so I make sure to Google you every now and then.
Okay.
The other thing you could Google is 20 things you can do in 20 minutes.
Exactly.
Right? There's a lot of things you can search.
First, listen to this episode and then go Google it yourself. Yeah, for sure.
Well, yeah, because then you can come up with some stuff on your own, and you can give us some feedback on things you decided.
Okay.
So I guess we should probably split this up. 10, you can do 10, I can do 10.
All right.
However you choose.
All right, so thank you. For 20 things you can do in 20 minutes, my top 10 of those would be taking a walk around the block. I love to walk and dance and walk and take in the air. I usually am also semi-running from insects and bugs and beetles and all sorts of things and lizards that I see out in the Arizona life. But I do love the fresh air. I love the sunlight. I feel like I come alive. So that's one thing I would really recommend anyone. If you have 20 minutes, go do that. Another thing I don't do enough, but I need to meditate. And I've been doing more purposeful deep breathing, but you can meditate or do deep breathing exercises to help relax, help get centered. Another thing you can do, I would probably go over 20 minutes, but technically you can do it in 20 minutes. You could read a book, chapter of a book. You could read an article or two, things like that.
You would do it for longer than 20 minutes yourself.
Definitely, because I would be enthralled. Like currently, if you are reading Queen Charlotte, shout out to the beautiful Netflix show that is by the incredible Shondaland. They have a book as well, and that book is delicious, and you would definitely want to go beyond 20 minutes. But technically, you can keep it to that.
So then this begs the question. These are each separate items that
you
can take 20 minutes to do.
Or less,
not 20 things you can do in 20 minutes.
No, exactly. That's a good clarifying point. So 20 different things that each can be done in 20 minutes. Yeah. So you could listen to a podcast episode if the episode is either in 20 minutes or you only want to give 20 minutes to the episode. To clarify.
You could break it up.
Or same thing, audiobook. You could organize your desk or workspace for 20 minutes. You could clean out your email inbox, but if y'all are like us, then you definitely need a little bit more time than that. Try 20 days. But either way, if you want to respond to urgent messages, things like that, 20 minutes probably suffices for that. You could do a quick workout or some stretching in 20 minutes. You could also, this one I really, really love too, write a to-do list for the day or the week ahead. So many people sometimes kind of live a little bit too sporadically, I think, and really fail to get strategic and plan out what your day is. What does the next 24 hours look like for you? You could write that out in 20 minutes. You could call a friend or a family member to catch up. If you're like me, then you need 2 hours, not 20 minutes. But in theory, you could be a little bit more abbreviated and, get it done. And then lastly, I really like this tip, which is you could plan out a meal for a week or a grocery list, which again, adding more strategy, being more purposeful about your spending, reducing unnecessary costs, super smart financial decisions.
So make a grocery list. Don't just see what you're going to get.
Yeah, no, that's too dangerous because there's too many good goodies out there to get.
See, that's the thing that is an issue for you. The issue for me is I know I would forget to get the important thing.
Oh yeah, no,
I'd get a bare essential and then I'd say, hey, how to get what I needed.
Yeah, well, I would do that and also buy a bunch of fun stuff.
See, you still get the fun stuff.
I got the thing I needed, but I also got goodies because they
were
there.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, I had one that was, you mentioned it already, but I'll combine them and make it a little more specific. So for like a specific exercise routine, you can do some stretching.
Yep.
And you can stretch for maybe like 8 minutes, and then the rest of the 12 minutes you can do like push-ups, you can do some squats,
Oof, yes.
you can do sit-ups, lunges, and then all that could take you to 20 minutes without using with just using your body and the weight.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And maybe you can get a towel if you want to stretch those hamstrings out.
Yes,
so
that's
you can
an
do
excellent
that.
suggestion.
And the second thing is you can visit the metaverse.
You make no sense.
Because you could do just a 20-minute visit, see what you want to do.
How does that, explain that to people. What does that mean, visit the metaverse?
So, I recommend just getting, right now, you probably want to get the Quest 2, but eventually when the Quest 3 goes on sale, from Meta, the Meta Quest 2, it's a headset, it's a virtual reality headset.
20 minutes too?
Can you buy it online? Yeah, you can, but I don't know. Depending on where you're located, Amazon might be able to deliver it to you in a couple of hours too. So
it just depends. Yeah.
Yeah, it just depends. But yeah, you could definitely buy it in 20 minutes. Just go to Amazon, or you can go
to Meta. Could you?
I don't know if you can buy it off of there. You might be. I think you can, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But I know you can get it on Amazon really easily, so that's fine.
Quest 2.
So you pick up a Quest 2. Or Quest 3. You don't have to get anything more expensive or elaborate than that. Okay. And you can sign up. Yeah, you create a profile. You could use your Facebook account, but if you don't like that, then create an Oculus account. I think you can make an Oculus account. And then you can go into Horizons and you can do meet and greets with the random people in the metaverse. If you want to do that. But also they have cool things because they have educational stuff. So you can go to they have talks on space and stuff, and then they show you the planets and you can go visit it and walk around on it.
We need to, WokeNFree needs to be on metaverse then.
Yeah, there's a lot you can do. I'm just scratching the surface.
Maybe
I'm not
consider it for my birthday.
I'm not a metaverse expert, but I know that you can do a lot of stuff in VR.
Wild.
Yeah, I'm not a
metaverse expert.
There's people that are professionals. Like my avatar was just made in 20 minutes too, so it wasn't something.
I like it.
But some people go really. They have lots of outfits and they change it up.
So now that's super cute. I would be totally into the outfit. They do all that.
Is it they take pictures and selfies and stuff. Cute. I took one selfie by mistake, and then that's it.
Pleasant.
I didn't take any more, but the metaverse is fun because technically you can do a lot of stuff in there. You could listen to an audiobook. You can watch some videos. It's whatever you want to do. That's
super cool. Imagine creating your account, being on the metaverse and then doing any of these tips in the metaverse in 20 minutes or less. That's what is that?
Yeah, you can exercise in there too. They have exercise games.
Inception, within a dream, a dream within a dream. It's kind of like Inception. That's so cool.
Yeah, thinking of that.
Actually really cool. You could do a push up in the metaverse then.
Yeah, you can. Nice. You just got to be careful. Make sure you don't get disoriented when you have the headset on because it's going to be dark.
When you have the headset on, do you also have to physically do it, or no? You're just on the.
So how does the headset comes with? So it depends what you're doing. So the headset comes with physical controllers, but if you have a big space, technically you can just walk around. If you move, your body will move inside the space. Let's say if you were in a warehouse, you could walk around freely
and then
without
your avatar.
It'll just move around, and it'll track your hands too, so you can move your hands around.
So then, if you did a physical push-up, then your avatar also does the physical push-up. You're saying?
It depends on the game. Most games probably wouldn't register that, but it would. Your avatar would probably bug out if you tried to do a push-up and it wasn't designed for that. It's not.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, you'd have to get the game that allows you to move around like that. But just like for the Horizons world, I don't think you're going to get all that.
We'll probably need to do another
it's interesting.
on should you be in the metaverse? Or
that's a different question. Should you be? I say you can. It's something you can do in 20 minutes. That's all I know.
Interesting.
Now, should you be there? I'm not sure.
Okay.
You can also, just since we're talking about, technology and we mentioned the virtual reality headset, you can get the new Zelda game, Tears of the Kingdom.
Pleasant.
You could plead one of the shrines. You could do that in 20 minutes.
Zelda fans, yes.
I think you could do it in 20 minutes. You can play it for just 20 minutes and
be real relaxed. But yes.
Yeah, but you can do that. That's what's great about the Switch. So you do need a Switch for it. But once you get the Switch, you can pick it up and play a couple minutes.
Or any other handheld game, right? You could do in 20 minutes or less. Right?
It depends. I wouldn't say that for all games. Not all games are 20 minutes or less. Some are though. But so if you get the Switch, a lot of those games are 20 minutes or less. Anything else, I don't know.
Could be more elaborate.
The newer consoles, they don't. What you can do too is, of course, the mobile games you can play for 20 minutes.
That's a good
Those
one.
are designed for even less than 20 minutes
cute.
though.
Yeah.
So you can play a couple in there. But I guess that could be, a combined thing. You can game within 20 minutes, but do a short game.
Not
a game
long.
that allows you to do bouts and not a game that requires you
like
to play an hour at a time. Well, Zelda's a story, but it gives you
fast.
No, but it gives you good chances to pause. Like you can stop anywhere and you don't lose your progress really. Cool. So that's what's kind of good about it. Or you can do something within 20 minutes because some games you can't do any. Like if you don't take 2 hours to finish that task, that's it. You lose all your progress.
Yeah, that's not cool.
So you need a game where within 20 minutes, everything you do is saved, so you can build upon that as you play it.
Same as Metaverse. If you're doing stuff, it saves whatever your things, can you?
Yeah, Metaverse will save stuff. Yeah, and then most of those games are they're not designed to be played for 3 hours because the headset itself only lasts like 2.5 hours on battery.
So it's supposed to be.
So every experience is short, but you can make it longer. But they definitely
and when you first
it.
start that, you shouldn't probably be on there for too long. Right?
No, you got to get used to it first. Yeah, because some people it doesn't sit well with them, their stomach, and there's ways to ease those concerns though too. There's all these aftermarket accessories.
We're gonna have to do some
There's a lot to it. Yeah, people go in with it. The next thing you can do is you can peruse some blogs. Yeah, like this is a blog called Dressing Room 8 you can go to. And you can see the different articles on there. There's a lot of stuff on there.
We will include that link in the episode notes.
Do you want to include it?
Thank you and goodbye.
You think we should give them a shout out? Dressing Room 8?
Are
you okay with that?
As you're speaking to the founder, yes.
Just to clear that up.
Just for the clarification. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's one that I recommend to go to.
Love it.
The next thing you can do is, it's a thing that I do every night.
Day.
Yeah, it's a chore, but it's clean some dishes. It has to get done, so hey, it's something you can do within 20 minutes. It depends on how much you have.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, laundry, you could do that, but I wouldn't recommend it because it depends.
It can get stressful.
Dishes, I would say, don't spend more than 20 minutes doing it. Just do 20 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
So try not to do more. I mean, it happens, but try to keep it down if you can. The second thing is you could power nap for 20 minutes. Because I think I forgot the exact amount of minutes that makes it a perfect power nap, but I think it's under 20 minutes. It's like in that range, though, either way. It's not an hour, so you can do that. And I already mentioned playing.
Gaming.
Yeah, I mentioned gaming already. You can play a mobile game. The next thing you could do is you could use a massage gun on yourself and really just mess yourself up good.
Excuse you?
I don't know. It just seems like if you use it, it's going to hurt you.
That, Steve.
I know it actually feels good, but you look at it and it looks like a torture device.
It
but
does,
actually,
but it feels excellent.
Yeah, it actually is pretty good.
Necessary, and also one could argue you could get in the most massage chairs or massage beds for 20 minutes or less.
Yeah, that's true.
Those are lovely.
You can do that definitely. You can do. Oh, you know what? Another thing I would do, since I already mentioned the gaming, is you can do. Did you mention meditation? I don't know if you mentioned
I did, yeah.
Oh, you mentioned that already.
I fall asleep.
Okay,
yes.
So you fall asleep. All right, so I won't mention that. Then the next thing you could do is actually leave some reviews for places that you visited.
Or
like products,
podcasts you listen to.
Podcasts, restaurants, stores. I don't know if you do it for blogs, but...
You could put a comment.
Oh, you could do it for on social media, right?
Or social media.
Maybe you can even just do a share. You can share something on your social feed about these
the content you're consuming. Absolutely.
Yeah, about any of those things that you visited, experienced.
It's quite obvious.
And then this thing is interesting, and you mentioned it before. Yeah. But what I would say is you can combine this with other stuff. So listening to an audiobook is something you can combine with almost everything else that was mentioned.
Oh, that's super cool.
Like you can actually have the audiobook on while you're doing exercising, right? Or while you're looking at the blog.
Or walking,
or walking, yeah.
Napping.
Yeah. Using a massage gun, you don't need to.
1,000%.
You don't need. That's really easy to do, right? So
1,000%. Yeah.
I mean. Those are some good ones. Cool. You can also, for 20 minutes, if you have an animal, you can just pet your animal because it releases pheromones. Like that, yes. Well, I was gonna say another word, but I don't want people to take me out of context. Well, I'm not going to say the full, but I was going to say stroke, and you can take that out of context, and people get weird.
So you could spend
so that's
time
why I said pet your animal,
but
not spend time. You literally have to pet them because
you could brush
that releases
them
the
for
pheromones.
20 minutes. That's cool.
I don't know if that does it. I think you literally have to have hands
to
pet
them.
That's the problem. You literally have to do that because research shows that.
Weird,
I'm not trying to get weird. That's what the research shows. That's what releases our pheromones is the petting of the animals.
Okay.
So those are a couple things you can do in 20 minutes. which of these activities has been most meaningful to you, and why don't you tell us why?
So definitely reading for me, I actually like get into a space of depression and feeling like less accomplished and less like, I don't know, just like less meaningful as a human if I'm not learning all the time. I like learning is a big part of how like I get stimulated as a human, but then also just like feel more connected to this earth is through like content consumption, learning, development. And so reading has been most meaningful because it makes me feel alive. It makes me feel invigorated. It makes me feel very happy, and it provides a sense of peace that other things don't. And then also I would say the walking, the stretching is meaningful. I recently this year, and then I think last year also, I was dealing with plantar fasciitis, which is like deep, terrible pain in your feet. If anyone listening has experienced this, my condolences. Any type of aches and pains, we have to stretch more, we have to walk more, we have to move our bodies. So if you're trying to figure out how you can make 2023 a better year health-wise for yourself, and you're considering adding things to your wellness journey, would really recommend that you take that tip of stretching and walking. It can be a total game changer. And also my last one I would say is the writing the to-do list. I'm a big fan of, shout out to Google Keep lists. Those are really fun, and I have a lot of mine are like 1,000 long entries, but nonetheless, I'm an overachiever,
and you have tons of them too.
I have like 500. Yeah, I have a lot of to-do lists, but they provide comfort to me, they provide clarity to me, and then also they hold me accountable because until it's checked off, it's something to do. So it also drives me crazy, but it's there. How about you?
For me, it would be the exercising for 20 minutes, and the thing about it for me is I would recommend trying to do it every day. Like when you get up as the first thing to do, it really gets the blood flowing, and it makes me feel a lot better throughout the day than just getting up and starting my day without doing that. It's, I don't know, like...
So you recommend people get up and
start every day, actually.
And do a little bit of
at least stretch. Okay. I mean, you can can try to add in the exercising.
If you can, yeah.
If you can, but at least the bare minimum, just do a little stretching. I mean, just try it. And I think it's really helpful.
In a physical position where, again, everyone has different abilities and capabilities. So if you're not in a position to do that, then you still could wake up and start with a meditation or, do mental exercises. If physical stuff is hard
whatever exercise that meets you at your level, you should do that to start your day.
Love that.
I think that's been really helpful to me.
So then, as we wind down and get into one of our favorited sections of the show, why should someone try any of these 20 activities that we mentioned that can be completed in 20 minutes or less?
Well, before we get into the second favorited activity, because the first one is when we share a little bit about ourselves.
Yes.
And the second one is the one that we're going to get
to. Thanks for the clarification. You're such a mess. Trying to throw shade to your
No, just making sure everybody understands.
You're like, actually, favorites. You're right.
just making sure the two favorites are crystal clear to people.
Uno and then dos.
So they know.
Sí, señor. Continue.
This is a chance for people to challenge themselves with doing something that possibly they've never even done before, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that's a good thing. The second thing is it just breaks up the routine, because doing the routine all the time is going to just take toll on you. Yeah, it'll take a toll on you. You'll get bored, and you might just ponder why you even do that. So it's always, I know routines are good, but it's always good to kind of throw a little wrench in there and just for fun, throw it off. You got to do it sometimes. And then the second thing is that, when you want to, so the audiobook thing is great for people that want to read, but they don't actually have time to sit down and flip through pages. So I know a lot of people don't even like to read. So audiobooks gives people the chance to read without literally reading. You just listen. So I think if you haven't done it, this is a great thing to try at least and see if you can get through it. Because I know the audiobooks put people to sleep, but eventually you'll make it through the book, right? Yeah. And then depending on who's narrating it, maybe you'll be really enthralled and you'll just sit there and just listen ear by ear to what's going on, what's going to happen next.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I think those are 3 reasons people should try some of these activities.
Okay, those are great reasons. For me, I would say number 1 with a bullet would be clarity. That's why we created the WokeNFree word of the day. I get up and I try to give y'all my best. And I try to give y'all,
yes, you will.
A little bit, listen, a little bit of gospel, a little bit of truth bombs for the day, a little bit of cuteness and funness, because I'm silly, y'all. And so we need clarity, though, right? We wake up and sometimes we feel so disheveled. Physically, mentally, spiritually, it's just sometimes a mess, y'all. And so we just need a little bit of clarifying moments. And so that comes from the content you consume, the routines you have in your life, your habits, but then also the strategy you put and employ in your life around what you do. And any of these activities that we mentioned is going to give you that clarity. It's going to give you that me time, which we all need. That's not optional. You are a human being, so that means you need to cater to you. It doesn't matter how many people you're helping and trying to care for. 1, 1,000, none, doesn't matter. You have to take care of you every single day because no one else is going to do that for you. So you have got to find ways to take care of you, and any of the activities we mentioned is a really wonderful ways to do that. And then thirdly, for you to achieve some of the goals and dreams you have in your mind and things you're working on, you need success building habits. And what we mentioned are all some of them are super fun, and then a lot of them are on that, if you do this every day, you put in that grind, you're going to really reap some wonderful benefits from what you sowed. So, get to it, y'all.
All right. Those are definitely some great reasons to get into these 20.
Too. Yep, I like it too. I'm trying to real play comfort you.
Is that what I was doing? No, it's because I really appreciate what you say, and I take it to heart. I love hearing you speak,
and that's why you have to have the last word.
I don't need the last word.
Are you sure? Because you keep doing it.
I'm just letting you know that I definitely don't need that last word.
Si, senor.
You can have it, and I'll give it to you with grace. That's how I do it.
Thank you and goodbye.
Exactly.
See, there you go. Yeah.
That was a response. I didn't know if it was a rhetorical question or a tidbit that you threw in there.
Ding, 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 ding.
Do I need an answer to that? Oh, okay. Just making sure. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? It's scenario time. Scenario 1. Pramila received a bet from her cousin in which she stands to earn a significant amount of money upon winning. The bet was, could she do 20 unique things in 20 minutes? Do you think she should agree to this bet, knowing that she could lose a significant amount of money if she fails?
This seems like a really toxic behavior with a family member.
It's toxic to make a bet.
Losing money though, this seems dangerous.
Well, when you make a bet, there has to be a wager, right? Or else it's not a bet.
And this is in life, not the metaverse, right?
No, this is real. I mean, there's real financial
cost.
Yeah,
so
gain.
I would say she should not proceed with this opportunity
Whoa.
if she has never ever considered doing an activity like this, because if it's a kind of thing where you have no time to plan it and you just have the 20 minutes and you got to do the different unique things and you've never thought about that before, you have a high chance of losing this bet. But if this is something that Pramila has thought about before and is like, oh, come for me, I bet she would, and is ready for this challenge, and they're like, she thinks her cousin can't handle the smoke, then definitely go through with it. But if this is the first time she's ever even thought of this, then hard pass.
Oh, wow. I mean, yeah, I think the exact opposite. I think she needs to take this risk because she can make a lot of money, and she needs to be able to figure this out. I think you got to rise to the challenge or occasion on this kind of thing. Don't let this opportunity miss you, because you could win lots of money, and if you fail, you deserved it, right?
Well, I have a personal.
It's a learning lesson.
I have personal trauma with betting and people.
Well, I'd say
that just
the only thing
scarcity in my mind. Yeah.
So the only caution I would say, if she's a gambler and she's heavily into gambling, then don't do it, because this is not. You shouldn't feed that habit. But if she doesn't do stuff like this on a normal case, this could be fun. This is another thing. This is changing up the routine. It makes life different.
Plane,
yeah, that's why you should do that too. If you haven't done it, go ahead, try it. But You have to do it when it's been sanctioned. Don't just go on a commercial plane and open the. No, don't. I'm not advocating that. Like
you're advocating for safe. And
this is what the activity was specifically for. You didn't just decide. And also, I'm going to jump out of there.
Areas where it's authorized, right? Don't jump in areas of not.
Do it under so the best way to say it is do this under professional supervision, right?
Absolutely.
Like you don't do this yourself because there's too much into it.
That's a fair point.
Yeah. Scenario 2. Nikisha is suffering from burnout as a consultant from her job on Wall Street. Should she move to a country where most people are happy, or just try a few of the 20 things to relieve her stress?
Oh, wow. Interesting. So I guess because I am a strong advocate for WokeNFree, I would recommend option number 1, listening to the episode as many times as you'd like. And secondly, moving forward with trying all 20 things mentioned.
Not just a few, just try 20.
Try all of them. That way she's gotten the full breadth of whether or not she can feel, any form of relief from the stress she currently has. And then upon the completion of these activities mentioned in this episode, if the stress levels don't reduce significantly, then I would say then considering either moving out of country or changing careers, or like maybe a more drastic change is needed in her life. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I agree with you. I think she should definitely try out the 20 things, and the reason being she has nothing to lose by trying out these things.
Exactly.
The things we mentioned, I mean, it's
game changers.
Yeah, and it's not something that's so financially destructive to you. A lot of times
can be free to listen or do.
I mean, stretching is free, right?
Absolutely.
That's free
listening
for
anybody. To audiobooks through your library is completely free.
And you can get audiobooks but I mean,
listening to the technically
you have to have like an electronic to use it, right?
But you can also use it through the library systems as well.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, you can.
The metaverse
you can use it there. There's a cost to that, and there's a cost to gaming, like specifically. But technically, there's some libraries that have some of that stuff though too.
And also people in your life who offer who have that. And
if it really was a financial stress, you could ask people to help you out there.
Money is not really the issue.
Yeah, that's not an issue for this Wall Street woman. So it's that one. So there's no reason for her not to at least first try this. And I would say actually do it give it a month
or something. Right?
Yeah, after a month, if it's not working, I don't say what you say in terms of getting a different career. Go to a different country because just make a fresh start. Because why do you have to stay in this one country you were born in and act like it's the holy grail of everything? Go somewhere else where everybody's actually happy, and even though you might make less.
What kind of TikToks are you watching?
Why is this a TikTok?
Because every day I see someone talking about how they're so happy in Portugal, and they're so happy in Colombia or Costa Rica.
Yeah, that's because people get too caught up. They say we got to stay in the one country. Just go live your best life.
I admire it. Y'all know how I feel about Amazon though, and the need for Amazon.
You can live in the Amazon forest.
I need the company, Amazon.
You can talk with the parrots in there and the bugs.
Are they delivering my packages?
They'll deliver you something, and it will be a package.
Exactly.
They'll give you a package for sure.
I had in mind, though. Yeah. No, I hear you. I mean, I think there is a lot of prosperity that can be had in other
every other place
outside of the United States.
Because I don't think we're even in the top 20 of happiest countries.
No, I think we're like one of the most unhappiest.
Now, if you go to unhappy, we'll top the list on the unhappiness.
No, but the reason is because there's such a huge push for success, and success equaling financial success. We don't measure success in finances. Happiness. We measure it in how much money you have, and that's so unfortunate because people get caught up on that, and then it's so hard to, depending on what your career choices are, to be able to become one of those top earners in this country. So it's really hard. It's a hard place to make.
Yeah, that's why if someone ever gets the idea to go to a different country,
you're like,
just do it. Just like the slogan, just
Send
do
me
it.
A postcard.
Just do it. And it might be painful and scary and terrifying.
Oh yeah, it's going to be absolutely exhilarating.
You need to do it. It'll get that. Talk about get the blood flowing. I mean, that's good. You're going to be learning a lot. You're going to have to learn.
I bet you will.
And and I'll put it out there too. There's people that move and they don't make it in the other country, so they end up coming back. So it's a possibility too that they can't survive there. But it depends on the countries you go to.
It's not 100%, y'all. Just FYI.
Yeah, there's a chance that you could fail.
Or you just don't enjoy the experience. Yeah.
Yeah, or it doesn't work out.
But Tina Turner loved Europe, so I think a lot of us can as well.
Yeah, I don't know what the numbers are. It'd be interesting to say of all the people that have left the country, how many people have actually enjoyed
out of the
and
TikTok content,
stayed out of the country.
Most people seem to definitely. It's a preponderance of happiness, I would say, based on the social media content.
Because what you would think is if most people had, so the thing is, the people that have negative experiences, they would complain about it, and we're not seeing that many complaints.
You would see the algorithm would definitely lean in on that.
We're not seeing that many complaints from people.
Like literally, like it's like night and day, where their life here was practically torture, and then they go elsewhere, and it's different. They don't have the same access to things, but they also have access to new things that we don't have access to.
there's certain things that we don't have that they have.
And
it's
also
a give take.
The beauty of because America is such a new country versus some of these other places that have been around so much longer.
A lot of the older countries.
So there's beautiful architecture, and the culture is so much richer and more pristine, and it seems like it would be really, really cool.
Yeah, it's definitely.
I mean, I'm okay for now in the United States, but I'm thinking about possible.
Yeah, it shouldn't be something that's off the table. Because I know for some people it's off the table. I want to live in the best country in the world, but
no, I want to live in the country where I can be happy.
Have you even tried other places? So
if there are opportunities where I could be happier elsewhere, let's talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Scenario 3. La Marie wants to write her first book for helping people live better lives. After listening to a WokeNFree podcast, she decided her book would be called 20 Things You Can Do in 20 Minutes.
Nice.
Should she be worried that publishing this book could cause her legal action in the future?
From us? Pleasant. I got you. With your 20, I know what I can do. I can file a complaint in 20 minutes or less. Being that I am a lawyer, thank you. Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Yeah, because look, could she get in trouble because she stole a podcast title?
Should we go into copyright law?
I'm just saying, could she be in trouble because she stole a podcast episode and made it into a book?
I highly doubt this is the first utilization of the phrase 20 things you can do in 20 minutes. So, unfortunately, as fun and as innovative as we are at talking about this topic, we are sadly, I don't think, the first people to do that. Is it 20? I know I've seen things for 10. I don't know if I've seen that much on 20, so that's why I liked this topic.
So 10 things you can do in 10 minutes?
I've seen things like that. Yep, absolutely. But no, I do not, this is not, I don't think that there's a copyright infringement here, and it's definitely not a trademark issue. So I don't think...
It's not an issue that they're going to take our 20 things that... Or La Marie, she's going to take the 20 things that we've mentioned and put it in her book.
Unless we go and legally protect this phrase and then make it so that no one can do that. And again, I'm not an expert on copyright law, so I would have to consult with a counsel on that. But unless we have gone to protect ourselves, otherwise then it's an open market then. And so
wait, what's your recommendation for her? That's what we're
my recommendation that's all it's about. To try to be more innovative in your titling and things, just so that you reserve a life of less worry. But I would say ultimately, I don't think she should worry from legal action as a fictional character from two real
You're
people.
Saying that, but that's messed up because what if a WokeNFree listener said, "I want to actually make this into a book"? This scenario helps them out, so your answer can decide their future.
Yeah, well, we didn't do what we needed to do to protect this phrase, so...
That's not what... But this scenario is nothing about that. All it's about is basically...
Well, my recommendation
can they take our topic...
I don't think you should write your books based on podcast
Could they
titles.
Take our topics and make them into books,
Yeah,
basically.
I would not recommend that. No, I would not recommend that
take
you
our
do
content
that.
and put it into a book.
But technically, there are a lot of podcasts on topics that are commonly discussed across podcasts, so that's what I'm saying. To me, it seems weird. It seems like there's ambiguity there of like who owns this concept or this topic. I don't think that there is ownership in that. So I don't think that thus there's a viable legal claim there. But again, I am not a copyright expert. I do not claim that at all. Would need to speak with attorney to...
Wait, this is not legal advice. This is just a scenario.
1,000%.
There's none of that.
So, do I recommend she use that title? No. But I don't think she should worry about legal action in the future.
Okay. Yeah, I agree in terms of she shouldn't worry about legal action in the future. Mm-hmm. And I disagree on her not using the title. I think she should use it because it's a catchy title. As long as the title's not used by anybody else, I think she needs to just do some research.
Is she also going to put in parentheses as discussed on the WokeNFree podcast?
She can use this as a reference. Which she'll be like, I referenced this if she wants.
Well, now, yes, please put hyperlinks to us in your book, mama.
And she's going to use the things that we mentioned. You can just reference the episode so people can go to it in the future.
You should always state your sources. Yes.
Yes. So that's why I want to. I mean, I think she's in the free and clear, to be honest, for making the book. because we didn't make the book. We didn't
I didn't
make a book out of this, right?
If we definitely haven't written a book.
If we wrote a book on this, then she better watch herself.
We have copyright. Now you're invoking.
We've already done it. You said you can't do that.
We're first to the
But if you just heard an episode, you got inspired, and you said, "Hey, I'm going to take those ideas and put it in a book." Technically, if we haven't made the book, you're okay. Actually,
but I liked your advice of you should reference and source out the.
And then it's always nice to do that. Yeah, to just reference back to where you got this information.
Oh
from.
yeah,
just as WokeNFree does, right? I mean,
absolutely.
That's how we do our episodes. We like to reference our sources.
Give the resources,
Please do the same if you decide to make a book based off of one of our episodes.
What an interesting topic for today.
Yes, indeed.
You're a fascinating person.
Why am I fascinating? This is how the scenario lent to the conversation.
I'm still stuck on your WokeNFree cherry of the day. I'm still there.
You're thinking about that?
The whole Kittle in the caboose.
That's funny you're stuck on because that's like it's just
blows my mind.
Because it's kind of like if you had a list of 100 things, I'm not going to say I don't pick and choose and be like, well, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. I just go, that's the list, and that's what we're going to go through, right? I do pick and choose when I see questions in random places, but I literally, this is from a book, right? I'm not going to just, I'm not going to just skip some of them. I've never skipped anything. The only way I would skip something in there if they had something inappropriate, but they don't have any of that. I don't think this was an inappropriate question. This was just a straight thing.
All right.
I know you just couldn't see me.
No, I definitely
ask that because you are a person. I wouldn't think about this question to be honest. Of course
not. Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't be something I
feel like you'd be angered if I was like, "Hey, are you looking it up?" I was looking. I feel like you'd be like, "What?"
I'd be like, well, thanks for asking, dear.
Dear. Oh, no, thanks for asking, Natasha.
No. I would say thanks. I would say thanks, Pudding. I really like when you ask me those questions. Yeah.
All right, honey bear.
All right, cupcake. Okay, sweeties.
Last word, eh?
Sweetums.
Sweetums?
Yeah, sweetums. Miss Sweet Treat.
Okay, Voldemort.
Miss Sweet Treat. Nope, you Miss Sweet Treat.
Oh, now we're bringing an accent now. Oh, we're really bugging. Okay, we are at that time again. It is coming to the end of our 301st episode of WokeNFree. Quite the episode discussing 20 things you can do in 20 minutes. What do folks need to do now, Khalil?
Come back next week with a new WokeNFree Wednesday episode. Make sure you follow us on social media to follow along in the conversation, and make sure you tune in next week for WokeNFree Wednesday to join the conversation at WokeNFree.com.
If you'd like to share a topic for an upcoming episode, we want to hear how you feel. Best way to get in touch with us is on our Contact Us page at WokeNFree.com. That's WokenFree.com. For social media, again, please engage with us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, and LinkedIn at WokenFree. And all sponsorship or collaboration queries should be directed to our Contact Us page at WokenFree.com.
If you didn't already subscribe, please do share the episode and make sure you come back to join the conversation every Wednesday for WokenFree Wednesdays. Remember, WokenFree is more than a podcast. It is a way of life. Till next time.
Live your best life, y'all.